In this third generation, guys, Kia Ceed further sharpens its proposition in the Focus Class family hatchback segment with smarter looks, extra technology, a rejuvenated range of engines, stronger standards of safety, and most importantly, a far more dynamic driving demeanour. As before, value continues as a strong suit, and as usual, there's an industry-leading warranty. Potentially then, there's a lot to like here.
There's always been plenty of potential here for a class-leading dynamic performance. The Ceed has, after all, long had a more sophisticated suspension system than most rivals offer in their mainstream guises. Instead of the crude, old torsion beam rear suspended setup that you'll find on an ordinary Focus or Golf, this Kia gets the kind of more sophisticated multi-link rear damping system that Ford and Volkswagen Group rivals reserve for pricier and more powerful versions of their family hatchback contenders. And here it's embellished with the kind of bespoke engineered handling setup that you might not expect in this corner of the market. It's all built on a much stiffer K2 series platform, and it's garnished with feel-some power steering aided by a torque vectoring system that helps to get the power down through the bends. The result is a slightly firmly suspended car, but it's one that we think you'll genuinely enjoy driving. If all that's of limited interest to you, then other Ceed attributes will assume greater importance, like the fact that this is still one of the most refined cars in its class, something helped by the emphasis that this Korean brand has put on reducing vibration from its latest generation range of engines, even the diesel ones. The new U3 Series 1.6-litre CRDI unit makes its presence known only above about 3,000 RPM, and it offers willing performance from its 114 bhp output, and decent efficiency too, 74.3 mpg on the combined cycle and 99 grams per kilometre of CO2 in its frugalist form. You can also talk to your dealer about Kia's clever Ecodynamics Plus 48-volt mild hybrid diesel technology. If your focus is on petrol power, then it's quite likely you'll be looking at the base 3-cylinder 108 bhp 1-litre TGDI unit, or possibly at the 138 bhp 4-cylinder 1.4-litre TGDI power plant that we're sampling here. On all the 4-cylinder units, there's the option of a 7-speed DCT dual-clutch automatic gearbox if you want it, and there's a 201 brake horsepower 1.6-litre TGDI GT hot hatch at the very top of the range. You could say it's relatively easy for Kia to showcase its newfound sense of style on low-volume halo models like the Stinger. A mainstream family contender like this one is a sterner test of the brand's commitment to cutting-edge aesthetics, and that's a policy presided over by design chiefs Peter Schreier and Gregory Guillaume. What they've served up here falls short of being truly arresting, but it is a useful evolution over the previous model. It's lower and wider than the car it replaces. In terms of upgraded looks, most of the effort seems to have gone in here at the front with its wider tiger nose grille and its lower air intake. From the side, you get more of a perspective for the bolder, more horizontal shoulder line, and that's something that's even more evident on the Sportswagen Estate version of this model. At the wheel, you get higher standards of cabin quality and a more horizontally orientated fascia, which gives the cabin an area, more spacious feel. It's split into two sections, the lower area, which houses controls for audio, heating and ventilation, and an upper region, which is dominated by this centre colour touchscreen. That's available in either 7 or 8 inch sizes, and it's offered with the usual smartphone mirroring features. Getting comfortable is easy. There's plenty of seat and wheel adjustment, along with lots of cabin storage space. This smarter 3-spoke wheel feels good to hold, and through it you view a clearly designated instrument cluster with an informative central screen. Time to take a seat in the back. Kia claims a 34mm increase in shoulder room back here. There's a class-leading 1406 mils of it. And that, along with this notably low centre transmission tunnel, means that a Ceed can more comfortably accommodate 3 rear adults than most of its segment rivals. So let's finish as usual with a look at the boot. there's 395 litres of space on offer here. And that's about 15 litres more than you'll get from either the previous generation Ceed or from a class favourite like a Golf or a Focus. If you opt for the stylised Pro Ceed shooting brake model, the luggage area size grows to 594 litres, and on the boxier Sportswagen estate, it's 625 litres. The originator of this model line had promise. Its successor didn't quite fulfil that, but in many respects, this more dynamically orientated Mark III model does. Now, we would still rate the rival Ford Focus as best in class to drive, and there is also something very solid and pleasing about the way a Golf goes down the road. But this Ceed is now within touching distance of those two class leaders, and it's the first mainstream Kia model that we've genuinely looked forward to driving. Not that Kia's development team can relax. To make another significant step forward, this model line needs a more upmarket cabin, a more eye-catching look, and probably a bit more advanced autonomous driving tech too. Still, we don't doubt that all these things are under development. In the meantime, though, we think a significant number of family-orientated buyers in this segment will like this Kia exactly as it is. And they'll agree with us that it's a career move for the better.